Today we're going to show you 6 different day hikes you can do in the Rocky Mountains, starting with the easiest. If you're interested in bookmarking them, links to the hikes can be found in the comments. Otherwise, grab a snack, sit back, and enjoy the adventures. The first hike is Coral Creek, and it's located in the David Thompson corridor off Highway 11. We hiked this trail in January on a day that saw higher temperatures than normal. The sun was with us for the whole hike, bathing the peaks and valleys in light. The ground was packed with snow, but it wasn't too deep. This hike is a 5.5 mile out and back trail and is relatively flat. It takes about 2.5 to 3 hours to complete, and it opens up at the end to some amazing views of the valley. In the summer, the creek will be relatively shallow, allowing you to hike along it for as far as you like. Here we are on the Siffleur Falls trail in April. This is quite a popular route in the spring or summertime because it's easy to access and features 3 different waterfalls. It's an out and back trail just down the highway from Coral Creek on Highway 11.
So we're excited to see a waterfall today, hopefully. Well, not hopefully. We will see a waterfall today.
The conditions were a bit icy this time of year, so crampons would definitely have been an asset. We were the only ones on the trail this day, so we decided to take the drone out to get some shots. Scott actually ended up crashing it into this tree here as we were flying it back, and we made some questionable life-endangering decisions getting it back. But we did, and the shots we got are almost worth it. Anyway, we managed to make it to this first waterfall and thought it was really cool being encased in ice. Glacier Lake is a 10.6 mile out and back trail that takes you all the way to, you guessed it, Glacier Lake. The trail follows a natural pass in the mountains called Howes Pass, used historically by explorers, traders, and trappers. After crossing a bridge over the Alexandra River, the trail extends into forest before eventually opening up with views overlooking the North Saskatchewan River. The rest of the trail is forest covered as you pass over a series of streams. You'll find yourself winding up and down slopes before finally making a gradual descent down to Glacier Lake. In May, the lake was still snow-covered, so we took some quick shots of Mount Outram and headed back to complete the 6-hour journey. We get questions about where and how we camp while on these trips. Well, the David Thompson corridor on Highway 12 is a bit of a hidden gem. With it being Crown land, there are no permits required, and you can essentially carve out your own car camping spot as long as you can drive to it. At this point, we have our favourite spots that we go back to and use them as a springboard to explore the Rockies, always opting to drive back to our own spot instead of paying for a campground.
Who's there? It's you. I'm showing the view while you're out.
The main benefit here is the solitude. Although you will run into people, you are generally more spread out compared to a paid campground in Banff. Here's a campsite we found on the North Saskatchewan River, just as it flows into Abraham Lake.
How's it feel?
I feel alive.
Fourth on the list, and jumping up in difficulty, is Coliseum Mountain. We were pleasantly surprised as we arrived at the trailhead to be the only ones out. The weather was actually pretty nice for April. That is, until we reached the peak. A snow spell broke out and we found ourselves in a winter wonderland.
We're here on Coliseum Mountain.
The views were slightly obscured by cloud cover, but it didn't stop us from getting great footage of the surroundings. You'll find this 8.9-mile out and back trail near Nordegg, Alberta, and it will take you about 5 hours to complete. The trail consists of switchbacks as you climb up 814 meters of elevation gain. Parker Ridge is a short but sweet 4-mile out and back trail in Banff, Alberta. A fat crow welcomed us at the trailhead. We weren't sure what kind of omen this was, but he definitely wanted to eat our porridge, and maybe Herbie too. We hiked it in May, and we found that we had to watch our step to avoid going waist deep in the snow for the first half. We actually didn't do a lot of research before this hike. We just picked it at random on the All Trails app, so we didn't know what to expect. As you crest the last ridge near the top, you get these incredible views of the Saskatchewan Glacier. Last, but certainly not least, on this list is Paget Peak. This one is a 5.9-mile out and back trail near Field, British Columbia, with an elevation gain of around 960 meters. This route is the most challenging of the 6, and the average time for completion is around 5 hours. On the way into this hike, we sighted 5 black bears, with one of them being near the trailhead, so we were on alert with our bear spray ready. The start for this hike begins at the Sherbrooke Lake trailhead and branches off a short ways in. This awesome hike stood out to us for many reasons, involving several interesting wildlife sightings. Here's a dusky grouse. They're one of the coolest birds we've ever happened upon. There's a scramble at the top of the mountain, but we opted out since we had Herbie. But we did get high enough for these views of the surrounding landscape featuring the Sherbrooke and Wapta lakes. As we were getting back to the trailhead, right on the trail, essentially blocking the exit gate, was a young black bear.
I don't think he wants anything to do with us.
When he noticed us, he ran off the trail and clung to a nearby tree. Then he dropped down and watched us carefully as we passed him. His body language told us that he was not a threat. Like I said, we'd seen lots of bears on this trip from afar, so it wasn't exactly unexpected, but it was a little startling being our first bear encounter. Thanks for watching, And if you enjoyed, please like and subscribe to see where we hike next. Throw down your favourite hike in the comments below and we'll add it to our wish list.